But first, a father's heartbreak. We have been following the story of the New Jersey father who had his son ripped away from him 5 years ago when his then-wife fled to Brazil with the boy. Well, Monday, a court in Brazil ruled that David Goldman should get to bring his son Sean back home. But last night, yet another setback. We're going to get exclusive reaction from David in just a moment. But first, a look at a father's hope and heartbreak.
Flight 93, service now into Rio de Janeiro.
David Goldman was hoping that this time it would be different. On Monday morning, a federal court in Rio de Janeiro ordered that his son Sean be returned to his father. Monday night, David was on a plane to Brazil, accompanied by a producer from NBC's Dateline. David was keeping his fingers crossed.
The good news, the great news, is we've had a court ruling.
It turns out David's ordeal had made him something of a celebrity. He was even upgraded to first class.
I got an upgrade, and I'm eating a chocolate sundae. Never happened to me before.
But after 5 years of battling to get his son back, David's optimism was muted.
I'm not hopeful. I hope it works out, but I don't expect it.
In 2004, Sean Goldman was taken by his mother to visit her family in Brazil. Once there, she suddenly divorced, remarried, got pregnant, and tragically died in childbirth. The lawyer for his stepfather in Brazil says Sean is happy where he is.
The boy has clearly said numerous times that he wishes to stay in Brazil with his family.
But David says no.
He's my son. He's got one father, and that is me.
Late Tuesday night, the news David feared. A justice of Brazil's Supreme Court suspended the lower court ruling, another crushing blow. Now the full Supreme Court will likely have to review the case, more delay that could take weeks or months.
Nothing of their appeal, nothing of their excuses are moral, ethical, legal, sound, founded. I mean, anything. So they have nothing on their side but my son, and that's all that matters to me.
David Goldman is in Rio de Janeiro, and his attorney, Patricia Appy, is in Tampa. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
David, after 5 years of fighting to get your son, I know that you are used to disappointments, but this has got to be devastating to come this close.
This isn't good. This isn't good at all. He's got to come home with me. He's in a very unhealthy environment, and this has to stop.
Were you surprised by the Supreme Court Justice's decision?
I didn't even know a political party went to the Supreme Court judge to get this stay or whatever it is. I just found out late last night, so I'm still trying to piece it all together. The bottom line that I know right now is my son most likely is not going to be on a plane with me coming home this afternoon.
Patricia, David mentioned a political party. Can you explain to us how this decision came down? Because from what I understand, it was a political party who appealed the initial ruling that David be reunited with Sean.
Yes, and it's actually a contrivance. What happened was late last week, this minor political party filed a petition with the Brazilian Supreme Court objecting to the Hague Convention in general, arguing that it was unconstitutional. In advance of the decision, we all thought at the time that this was sort of a sideshow, a political issue, and everyone has said in Brazil, to our Secretary of State and to all of our members of Congress that asked, let the rule of law follow. We have an independent judiciary, not to worry. When the decision came out, that same political party used the filing from last week as the basis to go to a single judge and ask for a stay to be issued.
Where does David go from here then?
Well, I think that we continue with the position that there is no standing, this political party cannot intervene, and that we hope the Brazilian Supreme Court will immediately, with a sense of extraordinary urgency, get rid of this aspect of the case and put it back into where it belongs, and that is the immediate return. The underlying decision is extraordinary. It's over 80 pages, which focuses on the need for this convention to work appropriately appropriately and disposes of all reasonable arguments against Sean's return.
David, does Sean understand, are you aware if Sean understands that he was supposed to go home with you today?
I have no idea what they tell him, only the things that I've read, so I don't know. I don't know. I hope he's okay. Given from all the reports that I've seen recently, he's in a very unhealthy environment, and they're saying things to him that are not good. Again, parental alienation, that should be a new topic of what goes on in this kind of situation. Very, very sad and very frustrating that my son is still held there in this environment, and I cannot do a thing to get him out of there.
Even before the ruling, David, that you get your son back, you were supposed to visit with him, or you had planned to visit with him this morning. Now that there has been this appeal, do you still plan to see Sean this morning, or will you even be allowed to see Sean this morning?
I'm going to go over there and try to visit my son. Yes, I will attempt to. I don't know what's in store when I arrive at their apartment, but I'm going to go and try to see my son.
Sean was 4 years old when he was taken from David by his mother to Brazil. Last Monday, May 25th, he turned 9 years old. David Goldman, Patricia Appy, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And if I may just again thank everyone who's been watching and been helping and who's concerned about this egregious miscarriage of justice on human rights and the law. Thank everyone, and I'm not giving up. He's coming home. It's not over.
David, I know one thing about you. You will never give up. Thank you both.
I can never give up on my son.
Thank you, David.